Hi, welcome. I'm Mary and I hook books. I crochet things inspired by books, mostly sci-fi, fantasy, horror, mystery, thriller, but some other genres kind of mixed in. And I have been stuck in the house for I think 5 days now. So let's talk about the books that I hooked while I was shut in. I had been listening to The Secret Language of Cats, and this is a cute, sweet little short nonfiction, and it gave me a couple more insights into my fur babies, and a lot of like, oh, that does mean my baby is happy. I'm happy about that. Not a ton of research has really been done about cats, so a lot of it is applicable to a lot of different animals, but this particular researcher has a passion for cats, and I really enjoyed reading that. I had also started In the After, and this is technically it's YA because the main character is a teenager, but it's more of a apocalyptic invasion story and a story about found family and resources versus priorities and values, and I liked that. I really liked the bond between the two main characters, and it's a little bit like Quiet Place vibes because the invaders have very good hearing. So the two main characters learn sign language, and I have been all about the color work lately. So if you don't know, that is I love you in American Sign Language. And on the back, I have a rainbow heart. I do plan to finish, but I ran out of beige. I listened to Deep Night, and this is the first in a series. I guess it's supposed to be supernatural detective. It was very creepy. The imagery from the beginning, like, that was genuinely creepy. I think it could have used a little bit more editing, and maybe as the series progresses, it's gonna get a little bit better, but I thought it was just okay. The ending was pretty good, but it just kind of fumbled the execution for me. But I made a cute bag, and the instigating incident is a ghost outside this woman's apartment house with a red umbrella, and she just keeps coming back. So our supernatural detective has to come and save the day. I listened to Video Night. I think the subtitle is like an alien horror or something, so no spoilers there. And if you like Stranger Things, this has very Stranger Things vibes. I liked Adam Cesare. He wrote the Clown in a Cornfield series, which I loved. This one, I enjoyed the ride. It wasn't the most captivating, but it was enjoyable. It was a nice ride. But the ending was just a little abrupt for my taste, so that brought it from a 3 down to like a 2.75. And Aliens, I had to make a classic face hugger. I picked up Breathless, and this is not a Mount Everest story, but a story about a woman who is trying to jumpstart her journalism career, and she gets an interview with this mountaineer who's climbing all 14 of the 8,000-meter peaks without oxygen or fixed ropes. I really enjoyed this character journey. She is getting over some of the crap that her ex gave her and told her about herself and made her feel about herself. She's getting over some of her past failures and turning them into something new. I enjoyed the exploration of women in a very traditionally male sport. Is climbing a sport? Yeah, it's athletic, right? And I enjoyed a lot of that, but it was so slow until about the 85% mark, and then I couldn't put it down. And I literally a couple times, my mouth, like, my hand flew to my mouth, and I just. So, if you like something slower and some interesting details about climbing mountains, you really do think about climbing these mountains as like you get there and you climb, but you have to acclimate, and it can be an entire like month long acclimation and journey. So there was some interesting bits about that. And like I said, the end was very captivating, but it was slow to get there. If you've ever seen climbing documentaries or Everest documentaries, they always have these Buddhist prayer flags. So I made some of those to hang up. I had several DNFs and I was feeling kind of down about it. So I picked up a bonus borrow from Hoopla. If you're not familiar, the library can use Libby and Hoopla. And Overdrive, they're phasing out Overdrive in favor of like Hoopla and Libby. It's kind of complicated, but really there's two different kinds of apps from the library. Libby is just like a regular library where if the book is available, you can snag it immediately. They only have so many licenses per book, so if someone else is already reading it, you have to wait and you put it on hold. Hoopla, you get 8 borrows and there's no waiting. So there used to be 15, but they went down to 8. It's a budgetary thing. It's fine. But toward the end of the month, the last week, they usually do bonus borrows that don't count against your borrowing limit. And I needed a cozy, so I picked up the bonus borrow 6 Feet Deep Dish, and this is about a woman and her super uber rich boyfriend who moved to a resort town, and she is starting a deep dish Chicago style pizza restaurant in this little town. And I liked the representation. She's kind of chunky. She's short. She's not from a super rich family. And there's some good diversity in this cast, so I really enjoyed that. And the townies and, you know, the locals versus the summer people. So that's just kind of fun. And of course, it's a cozy mystery. Random death, and that messes up her whole thing with opening her restaurant. Her boyfriend has a hissy fit and runs off to Costa Rica, so she has to figure everything out alone, figure out her life, figure out what's going on, figure out she has an aunt that she is taking care of, and figure out like if she's going to be okay, because she's very, very old. And we have a really cute cast of characters. Cozy mystery. Everything kind of ends up happy in the end-ish. Or there's definitely some doors left open, which I liked. And our main character and her maybe yes, maybe no, super uber rich boyfriend have a big fat cat named Butterball. So I made a little orange poutine for Butterball. Let me know what you did to stay sane if you were affected by this snowstorm. Besides doom scrolling, we all did that. We all have to find joy where we can, acknowledge the fire that is the world, but also that joy and self-care is a revolutionary act. So let me know what you did to stay sane if you were affected by the storm. Thankfully, we had electricity and water. I was prepared. I had jugs of water and I was making a pillow for it with all my extra sheets and the dining room chairs with my kitties in case the power went out. But we were very lucky this time, thankfully. I hope you are doing well. Let me know what you did if you've read anything. I will, as always, have all the patterns to the things I made in the description box. And as always, take care of yourself. Keep your shoulders back, your heads up, and breathe.